Hey guys, what up? BC here. So this video I'm about to make is going to be about veganism, why I became a vegan and why it exists in this world. For those of you who don't know me, I moved to LA nearly 3 years ago. I'm 30 years old, I'm from Ireland, and when I first came here I became a vegetarian. Then a year ago I became a vegan. The human race in this world consists of omnivores, vegetarians and vegans. Vegetarians are people who don't eat meat and fish, but they eat eggs and dairy products. Vegans are people who don't eat any animal product food at all. No eggs, no dairy, no meat, and no fish. So there you have the contrast between the two. So now that I've done that, you gotta ask yourself this question. Why are there vegans in this world? There must be a reason for it. I've told people myself that I'm vegan, and some people have said in a really snotty attitude, why the hell are you vegan? And I say to myself, well, the fact that you just asked me in that tone of voice really shows your ignorance. Whereas you should have thought to yourself, okay, this guy has just told me he's a vegan. Why is that so? There must be a reason for it. So you can either do two things. Ask me in a nice tone of voice, or look it up in the internet. So now I will explain to you the reasons for me going vegan. My main reason is because I give a shit. I give a shit about animal abuse. Environmental reasons. Eating meat contributes a lot to global warming, hence the rainforest being cut down in South America to make way for cattle farming. Health reasons too. Eating a vegan diet is healthy for you if you do it right. You gotta make sure you're getting enough protein in your diet. Last but by no means least, the abuse that goes on in factory and dairy farms. So, let's start with factory farming. In this case specifically, I'm going to mention a few cases of pig abuse. But if you truly want your eyes opened, watch the movie Earthlings. It's free online, www.earthlings.com. Joaquin Phoenix, a well-known actor, narrated it. Animals in factory farms are kept in horrendous conditions. They're kept in gestation crates and they get abused nearly every day of their lives until they're slaughtered. I've seen a few videos on YouTube about this. And in one particular case, there was one that stood out in the state of Wyoming. It was a farm worker abusing a pig. The pig was in a gestation crate. He was howling abuse at it, and then he started stabbing it with an injecting needle and then a screwdriver. After that, he started stuffing cigarette butts on it. In another farm in Norfolk, England, farmers there were caught on camera kicking pigs to death and then bashing them on the head with crowbars. Two farmers in late 2012 were jailed for that abuse. Look it up on the internet and you'll see it. In another farm here in the US, one of the workers lit a blowtorch on a pig's face. So now you got to ask yourself this question. Why is this happening? What is causing this to happen? And what is contributing to this happening? The answer is the human race who eat pig meat, pork, bacon, ham, and sausages. Now, we all know the economies of this world are all about buying and selling products. But in order for those products to be sold, there has to be a demand for them. And when there's demand, there will be supply. Supply and demand, that's how it works. So, going back to factory farms, if there's demand for pig slaughter, there will be supply of pig slaughter. And when there's supply of pig slaughter, then the abuse that I told you about happens before they are killed. It happens everywhere. If there was no demand for pig slaughter, there'd be no supply of pig slaughter. And if there's no supply of pig slaughter, then the abuse I just told you about wouldn't happen. There wouldn't be any factory farming. Now, let's talk about the dairy industry and the dangers of dairy. And I got this from a web page, http://rents.com general26/milk.htm. It's a very long page because there's clearly a lot wrong with dairy, especially here in the USA. Cow's milk is for baby calves, and baby calves should be with their mothers until they're grown up. Like when a woman gives birth to her child. No one has the right to take her child away from her and keep it in a confined space and kill it after 3 months. Not only that, no one has the right to take the breast milk a mother produces for her child so that others can drink it. That breast milk is for her child and nobody else, just like cow's milk is for baby calves. Dairy cows also live in horrendous conditions in dairy farms where they are kept in confined spaces. They are fed food they shouldn't be fed, like corn, mixed with other animals and hormones. Cows should not be eating corn, as it causes E. coli, and they have their bodies cut open to monitor for this. Cows are supposed to also eat a plant-based diet. They are also supposed to live 20 years and not 5 years, but that's how long they live on dairy farms, because after 5 years they are rendered useless by the industry and slaughtered, and 80% of the beef from them is E. coli ridden. I saw a video on a dairy farm from this website. It's YouTube watch V equals G Y2K M1OHFQG. Look up that link and you'll see it. It was in the state of Ohio, and it does not just happen in this state, it goes on everywhere. If you look up YouTube and type in dairy farm abuse, there are tons of videos on it, and that just proves what I said earlier. There's a lot wrong with dairy and dairy farms. Dairy milk also contains pus, feces, and 59 different hormones, IGF-1 being one of them, which is naturally in milk, and it is meant for baby calves to grow fast. It makes you go obese, and it makes cancer grow fast. I highly recommend that you read about this. Now, I recently saw the USDA recommends you drink 4 glasses of full-fat dairy milk a day. The cholesterol count in 4 glasses of milk is equal to eating 16 medium slices of bacon a day. Now, there's no doctor in this world would ever recommend you to eat that much bacon a day. But the USDA recommends you drink that much milk a day, containing that amount of cholesterol. Now, I asked a question earlier about factory farming. Why is this happening? What's causing this to happen? And what is contributing to this happening? And the answer is the human race who consume dairy. If the human race didn't buy dairy, this abuse wouldn't happen. If there's no demand for dairy, there would be no supply of dairy. And if there's no supply of dairy, like I said, the abuse wouldn't be happening. There wouldn't be any dairy farms. Now ask yourself this question about all of the above. What's right about it? The answer is there's nothing right about it. All this proves what I said earlier. There's a lot wrong with dairy and a lot wrong with factory farming. Now, all of the above is a negative supply and demand in the economy. Now, I've just told you that vegans don't eat any animal product food. Now you got to ask yourself this question. What do they eat instead of this? And the answer is the alternatives to meat and dairy products. Here are a few examples. Now, for a positive influence on supply and demand, you can try alternatives like this. Tofurkey vegan sausage and turkey roast, sold in supermarkets nationwide. There are veggie burgers, vegan bacon, soy chicken and beef, vegan minced beef, soy and almond milk, soy and coconut yogurt and ice cream, Daiya vegan cheese, which is soy, lactose, and dairy free, comes in pepper jack, mozzarella, and cheddar. Tofutti vegan cream cheese, Earth Balance vegan butter. All of those are the compassionate alternatives, and they are widely available nationwide in the USA, and they are better for you than slaughtered and abused animals and their byproducts. Last but by no means least, I'm going to tell you about foie gras. Foie gras, as we know, is a fatty liver. That's what the French call it. Now, foie gras basically comes from ducks that are abused. Now, think about this. If I got a pipe and rammed it down your throat, what would happen to you? You would choke to death, and it would be very painful. Well, that's what happens to ducks and geese on foie gras farms. They have pipes rammed down their throats and they're force-fed corn, and they end up dying for it. Foie gras is not even good for you. So I highly recommend don't eat foie gras. Otherwise, like I said, you eat it, you're contributing to that pain and misery for ducks and geese. Now, Joaquin Phoenix said this in his film Earthlings. It takes nothing away from a human to be kind to an animal. Always remember that. Well, that's it from me for this video. Peace out.